G'day and welcome back to the Lion Lawn. On today's video I'm going to be testing the Scarifier cartridge on my new Allett Liberty 43 battery powered mower. What I'll do is swap the cartridges over from the cutting reel to the scarifying reel now, but while I do that I'll give you the rundown of what happened last week. If you watch my video from last week, you will see that the battery performance of my first mow of this mower left a little bit to be desired. I sort of got the backyard done and then didn't really have enough juice left to do the side or the front yard, which is a little bit underwhelming compared to what they report the battery performance should be. So I was a little bit disappointed with that, but what I did was have a little bit of a read, a little bit of research and tinker with the mower, and I think I worked out exactly what went wrong, and that is that if you watch the video you'll see that I cut quite a bit of grass off quite low. We'd had a heap of rain and the grass had grown up nice and tall, so it was cutting a lot of grass very low, so that obviously adds to the load of the motor. Secondly, I adjusted the reel to bed knife clearance. Now it was cutting nicely all the way across, but it was actually like labouring as it sort of hit the bed knife, so it was really probably too tight, so I've backed that off a little bit and it's still cutting really nice across, but it's not taking anywhere near as much effort from the motor to do it. And then thirdly, I popped the side off here and had a little look at the drive belt for the self-propel function, and the belt was slipping a little bit, so I adjusted it. Firstly I adjusted it too tight and it wouldn't move, so then I backed it off sort of halfway between where it was and where I'd adjusted it to, and now it is driving perfectly. And the speed is much faster than it was, so obviously that was an issue. So once I've done those three things, I've since mowed 4 times and I'm using somewhere between 1/4 and 1/2 a battery to do the backyard and then 1/4 of battery to do the front and the side. So that's absolutely spot on to what they sort of suggest it will do, which is perfect. I'm much happier about that. But I did still buy a second battery anyway, because if I'm going to use this Scarifier cartridge, I'm obviously going to use more juice doing that, and then I still want to have battery left over to actually mow the grass once I've done the scarifying. So that's that solved, which was good. Now this should just pop out like that, and this one should, well, that's much lighter. Should have practiced this off camera. Yeah, right. And we pop these little bolts back in. Alright, so that's in there pretty tight, and I'll set the height. Now the lowest setting on this mower is S, which they say is for scarifying, so you can set it down to its absolute lowest level, and these spring-loaded tines will dig into underneath the grass and pull up all the thatch and all the dead material, and you put the catcher on, the grass box on, and it'll chuck all that dead material in, and you just get that out of the way. That's beneficial because obviously if there's anything laying underneath the surface, that's what's going to catch all of your fertilizer and even your water, and stop it from getting down to the roots and helping the grass grow. Now I've only just done a renovation on this lawn, so I don't imagine it's going to be too crazy, but I don't know. I have done a bit of mowing without the catcher, so there's a bit of stuff that's just probably sunk down under the surface, so we'll get it out there and we'll give it a go. Alright, that's set down at Scarifier, so before I put the grass box on, I'll just give it a quick here in front of the camera and so you can see what it's actually doing, and also I want to see that it's not ripping too much grass up, because I obviously don't want it to look terrible this week. It's the week before Christmas, so we'll see what happens, and yeah, first time using it, so let's see how we go. Out the way. Thanks. Righto, so you can see it's chucking all this dead stuff out and standing the grass up, but it doesn't look too bad. So hopefully I can do that, a full go over the yard with that, and then go with the mower to look mint. Let's see how it goes. Also got to put my hat on because summer has finally turned up in Australia and it's very, very hot, and it's only 9 o'clock. Dorky as it is, keeps me from getting sunburned. So this is the sort of stuff that it's taking out. See, it's all brown and dead. There is some green in there, but like I said, I haven't been catching the actual grass clippings, so some of it may be that. But the other thing I'm noticing is it's grabbing onto any of the big last sort of lot of runners that I've missed and pulling them up. So it's making it easy for me to see them and cut them up and pull them out. So far so good. Still a bit wet from the morning dew, but otherwise it's going well. Everybody else's best mate do that on their grass while they're mowing. Strange dog. Anyway, let's have a look. So, as you can see, first of all, the grass is looking really good, but that has stood it right up. Using that cartridge has made the blades stand up really nice and tall, which is good because I'll put the cylinder back in, come around and knock them all off. It's gonna look amazing, I think. So I'm not going to film the side and the front at the moment, but I'll quickly whip out there with the Scarifier, do them, then I'll come back and mow. It's getting hot out there, I tell you that. Right, I've just put the cylinder back in, so there's the Scarifier cartridge. You can have a good look at it, hopefully it focuses on it. Obviously the grass is a bit dewy all the way around because it's still early in the morning, but they say that when you're doing that scarifying, the best thing is to have a bit of moisture in the ground, either have it irrigated or after a bit of rain, or at least have some moisture in there, because digging into the higher section of the roots and the lower section of the plants like that actually causes it some stress. So doing it this time of morning where there's a bit of dew around probably isn't such a bad idea anyway. But yeah, that worked really well. I was really pleased with that. That took a fair bit of material out, but not heaps, which means firstly my Renault worked and was good. I got enough out of the Renault that there's still not heaps laying under the surface there. But secondly, it's doing its job. That cartridge will do its job. It will pull up any of the clippings if I don't catch, or any of the dead stuff that falls down, and get them out of there. Once they're brown and they're dead and they're not really serving a purpose except for making the grass look a bit yuck, it'll pull them out. So yeah, doing the back, the side and the front, used 3/4 of a battery, so pretty happy with that, because now I have a full battery and 1/4 of a battery left to do just the mowing, so which means I can sort of take my time and not rush anything. If I've got to do a double cut, I'll do a double cut. If I've got to go over anything, I'll do that. So I've just now, like I showed you, put the cartridge back in, and I'll tell you what, I could see in the new model, the Sterling that Allett have brought out, that quick change cartridge system they've put in there is going to be a game changer, because while that is very quick and convenient, there is still a bit of fiddliness to it. You've got to sort of undo the 4 bolts on the side, then undo the 2 bolts in the cartridge, pull the cartridge out, new cartridge in, 2 bolts back in, 4 bolts back in on the side. Doesn't seem that labour intensive, but if you've only got a small yard, like if you only had like a terrace yard or something, and you wanted to scarify, then verticut, then mow, you'd be forever out there with your little Allen key twiddling away. So, but you know, it's better than having 3 or 4 different machines to do the same job. So 2 enthusiastic thumbs up in my book. Alright, let's get the mowing done. There's a tip for young players: if you've scarified and then throw your cylinder in, don't forget to lift your height back up, otherwise you're going to give your lawn a proper haircut. Let's have a look. I don't know if you can see that, but the last bar is flashing, so I literally did the whole backyard just with 1/4 of a battery then, so I'd say the battery issue is sorted. Wasn't a problem, my mistakes. But when you get a new bit of gear like that, it's always worth doing some testing, because I just could have as easily, I suppose, got very upset about it rather than trying to work it out, so I'm glad I did. Alright, let's check out the difference between the clippings. So, I'm sure you've all seen my fluffy clippings hashtag. If not, check out hashtag fluffy clippings. These are the clippings that come from cutting with the cylinder. Green, they're short, they're dry, they're beautiful. I like them. This is what came out of the Scarifier. Hopefully it can focus on them, I'm not sure. I'll take a couple of photos anyway, just in case. But yeah, you can see the dead stuff, the dry stuff, some roots, some stolon-y type things. So it's getting all that junk out and just leaving you with nice green grass, which is awesome. So that is looking mighty fine. And if I come up this side, hopefully we can see the stripes. I don't know, can you see them? Can you see them behind me? Yes. I'm very pleased with that. That mower is excellent. Absolutely excellent. If you are in the market for a cylinder mower, I highly recommend having a look at Allett. If you've got a bigger space and the battery thing's not going to be quite good enough for you, they certainly have a good range of petrol mowers still, so certainly check them out. I have no affiliation with them in any way. I just think their products are really good. So what I'm going to do now is pat the dog. Maybe put down a liquid iron application. It's the 21st of December, and we've got the family coming for Christmas lunch on Boxing Day, so it's 5 days away. So I reckon if I put down a liquid iron now and then run the mower over first thing Boxing Day, battery mower, so the neighbours can't get upset, I reckon it'll look really good. So I'll go and get my sprayer and put some iron in, get that done. Okay, got the Ryobi sprayer. Today I'm going to put down some Seaweed Secrets and some liquid iron. 200 mils of liquid iron for the backyard, 100 mils of Seaweed Secrets. I'll top this up. Remember, we do 2 directions when you're spraying stuff like this, so that if you miss a spot when you're going that way, you generally pick it up when you go that way, you don't get uneven. That's particularly important when you're doing iron application or something that changes the colour, because you'll notice these light green patches in your dark green patches, and that's no good. How'd they go? Yet again, pretty close. Not much left in that. Now, I'm going to go and spray the front as well. So I'll top up the, that's bright. I'll top up the sprayer. I wasn't going to film out there today because it still makes me very sad out the front because it's still not doing what I want it to do, but I'll take the camera out there while I do the spraying and see how we go. But other than that, that's all I'm going to do today, get inside before it gets too much more heat in it. Have a look at this goose. Runs himself ragged. But yeah, alright, I'll top it up, put some more juice in it and go and do the front. So let's go and do that. Alright, that will do it for today. It is now getting very hot. And I want to go inside and sit down and have a cold drink. So that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, righto, quick recap. Scarifier cartridge, excellent, love that, going to use that a lot. I reckon you can use that sort of every couple of weeks. You know, you could use it at least once a month. I might do it every second week, I think every second weekend. And especially in the new year, I'm going to put some PGR down, some plant growth regulator, to slow the growth down. So we might end up sort of mowing once a week rather than once every couple of days like I have been, which means I can do the scarifying every second weekend or something like that. Will work out just nicely. But yeah, really impressed the way that it got all that stuff out. In the backyard it got a full catcher load, and the front and the side it took sort of 3/4 of a catcher load, and then I was able to just run the mower over it. It looks mint. So I've now sprayed the liquid iron and some seaweed secrets across it from Plant Doctor, so it's going to look really good. So that will do it for today. If you are someone who celebrates Christmas, I hope you have a good one. If you've got some time off, enjoy it, and if you're traveling, stay safe. I will take some photos of the Boxing Day cut and colour and see how that goes. I won't make a video about it on Boxing Day, but I'll put some photos up on my Instagram, so check that out. Other than that, I will see you guys in the new year. Have a good one, and as I said, be safe. Cheers.